Hello everyone, back tuning in to this evening's update. So the May Day bank holiday weekend is now within the time frame of the GFS model. It's right at the extended range, so we can only look at it really for trends over the next week. And then as going to the second week leading up to the bank holiday weekend, we'll be able to start thinking about putting some detail into that. But at the moment, we just use the GFS extended range, see if we can pick up a trend. Sometimes we do get a trend early on in these updates. Other times there'll be a lot of chopping and changing and inter-model variation until eventually it does lock in to a trend. Always will get the trend in the end, but quite how quickly we get there, it does vary from one holiday season, one update to another. So we'll have a first look at the May Day bank holiday weekend in a second. But before I get on with that, just very quickly say about the ads at GazOViz. There's links to articles on all the pages. Have a browse through the widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. Thanks for interested in that. There's also video ads for most pages. They open up with content when you watch them. They'll close back up again. It all helps to pay the GazOViz.com. If you haven't seen the summer analogues update that we did earlier today, you can find it on the homepage, also on the summer updates page as well. It runs around 28 minutes, so it's quite a long one, but I think it's quite an interesting one as well. Right, let's get on with the May Day bank holiday weekend update. We're going to start here at 312 hours away with the extended GFS model. This is Saturday the 30th of April, so day one of the long weekend. The storyline leading up to this should just explain about what's going on with the models at the moment. I've not done a model update today, but the storyline is that at the weekend and going through to next week, so the last week of April, the models really are playing with a very dramatic northerly plunge and some really cold air, and very extensive northern blocking coming down. Now, I say really cold air, I'm talking about really cold for the time of year. It's not going to be on a par with going to be northerly winds in December or January, but really cold air for the time of year is being predicted at the moment to push down across the country next weekend into the final week of April. And this cold air is still hanging about as we get through into Saturday the 30th of April. So here we go with the GFS chart for Saturday 30th. And you see we're in a slack northerly flow. We've got a ridge out to the west, low pressure to the east. The northern blocking that we see earlier in this update of the GFS model is reducing quite a bit, but even so, we're still in a pretty cold northerly wind. So if I show you upper air temperatures, you can see that it is very cold at the end of April. We've got the -5 isotherm there, which is sort of the winter line. One of the things that we look at in winter to see when it's going to get cold. That is stretched across the country. So really very cold air mass coming down still on Saturday the 30th of April for the time of year. Mainly dry conditions at this point. We have got showers in the north and the east, and possibly with such cold upper air temperatures, they may be a little bit wintry. But overall, when you see these light green colours on these charts in the extended range, it tends to be telling you that there's just quite a lot of cloud coming down. Actually, it turns out to be mostly dry. The temperatures are very cool for the time of year. Now, this doesn't look overly dramatic, of course. If this was in January, it would be fairly mild. But we're talking about the end of April. So for Northern Ireland, Scotland and Northern England, temperatures are being forecast to be anywhere around 4 to 8 Celsius. For central southern parts of England and Wales, we're looking at temperatures of around 9, 10, 11 degrees. That's around 50 Fahrenheit. It doesn't sound overly dramatic, but bear in mind, this is the very end of April, the last day of the month. So that is about 5 degrees colder than you would expect for the very end of April. We go through to Sunday the 1st of May. We're still in this slack northerly flow, so still bringing cold air down across the country. The ridge looks like it's building in from the west, however. -5 isotherm with the upper air temperatures is through the country, so this is still a really cold air mass, certainly for the time of year. We're looking at showers here in eastern and maybe southeast parts of the country. Now, don't be too worried about this. is 336 hours away. So obviously this kind of detail is not to be relied upon at all. It's just a suggestion. It's a chilly northerly wind that may have showers with it. Temperatures, again, they're significantly cooler than you would expect, significantly colder than you would expect at this time of the year. So we're talking about 6 to 8 Celsius for the north and around 9 to 11 Celsius again in the south. Very chilly bank holiday weekend, if this is right. And then finally, Bank Holiday Monday itself, which is Monday the 2nd of May. This one still looks cool. The ridge is going up towards the north of the country, though. And low pressure, although it's not coming in, it is sort of threatening to start to move in. However, I think we're still just about hanging on to mostly dry weather. Upper air temperature still very cool. A lot of dry weather, some showers in the east and the southeast particularly. Look at this big, massive rain threatening from the Atlantic. It's just about is held off, but very close run thing. And the temperatures are still very, very cool again. So somewhere between around, say, 6 or 7 degrees for northern Scotland to around 10 or 11 on the south coast of England. That would be... Well, it wouldn't be a disaster of a bank holiday weekend. There'd be a lot of useful dry weather, but it would be a very, very chilly bank holiday weekend. Of course, I haven't shown the minimum temperatures, but they would be threatening frost, I'm quite sure. Continuation of frosty nights at the end of April and start of May. So, I mean, we've had worse bank holiday weekends, particularly May Day, which is rather an inauspicious bank holiday at the best of times. It's not the best one that we have by any means. So we've had worse. It's not a washout of a bank holiday weekend, but it certainly looks very, very chilly with the pattern that the model is playing with. We'll see what the second update has in store, and I'll probably do that on Tuesday evening. So we'll see whether this is maintained, this idea, whether the model wants to do something else. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.